In this video, we're going to talk about top 10 bank heist. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. A time-honored tactic adopted by people who fantasize about never having to work again. Robbing a bank is one of the most popular ways to achieve financial independence. It's true that this is a more radical strategy. Moreover, it's only successful if the perpetrators are not apprehended. Many robbers, on the other hand, eventually find themselves in prison. Many of us have heard stories about people who have been robbed. Most of us have heard similar experiences, whether it happened while they were strolling down the street or when their home had been broken into by intruders. And if you haven't, you've probably seen the Spanish crime thriller Casa de Papel, which had the majority of the audience rooting for the bad guys to go away. The intriguing series has provided us with a window into what might take place during a bank robbery. And while we may not hear about bank robberies on a regular basis, they do occur. It's not as simple as it appears in the movies to carry off a heist, as you will discover here. Despite the fact that the popular Spanish television series is fictional, there have been several real-life bank robberies that have taken people by surprise. Here are the top 10 bank heists, so let's start. Number 10. The Dunbar Armored Robbery. The amount stolen is $18.9 million. In 1997, a group of 6 men carried off what's now considered the largest cash theft in the history of the United States of America. In the firm's leadership was Alan Pace, who later proved to be the worst safety inspector the Dunbar Armored Trucking Company had ever hired. Pace planned his robbery of the Dunbar facility in Los Angeles so that he could avoid the security cameras, and he enlisted the assistance of the 5 childhood friends to help him rob the vault. They broke in, beat 2 security guards during their lunch breaks, and placed $18.9 million USD into a U-Haul truck before fleeing the scene. They were almost successful, but one of the robbers made a clumsy move and loaned some of the stolen money to a buddy without first removing the currency straps that had been attached to the cash. Number 9. The United California Bank Heist. The amount stolen is $30 million. Several robbers from the Ohio were recruited by Amil Dinsio, an experienced professional criminal from Ohio, and flown to California in 1972. They moved into their new home. They made plans to steal from a bank, where they were under the impression that the President Richard Nixon was keeping an enormous slush fund worth millions of dollars, which turned out to be untrue. Once inside, the group dynamited their way into the vault and grabbed $30 million in cash and valuables before fleeing the scene after painstakingly cleaning the townhouse. In the end, the detectives were able to track down the perpetrators thanks to a nice tip they'd given to a taxi driver, as well as fingertips found on the inside of a townhome's dishwasher. Number 8. The British Bank of the Middle East Robbery. The amount stolen is between $20 million and $50 million. The thieves planned to take advantage of the chaos created by Lebanon's civil war in 1976, when the country was engulfed in turmoil. Using explosives, the crew broke through a wall of the Catholic Church and entered the nearby British Bank of the Middle East, which was considered one of the world's most daring thefts of all time at the time. They brought with them professional locksmiths who were tasked with cracking the vault's lock. The robbers got off with $44.5 million in cash, stocks, gold bars, diamonds, and other goods, as well as other valuable and jewelry. There was no recovery of the loot, and no one was apprehended either. The things that were taken in 1976 are now worth more than 3 times that they were in 1976. Number 7. The Northern Bank Robbery. The amount stolen is $41 million. Robbers, posing as police officers, broke into the residences of the 2 bank managers in Belfast, Northern Ireland, the week before Christmas in 2004. There was a siege placed on their homes, and the managers were ordered to report to work as usual the following day. Upon completion of the workday, the bank's managers allowed the robbers to enter, where they took around 26.5 million British pounds and additional foreign currencies in what's believed to be the largest bank robbery in Irish history. The case is still unsolved, and just one individual has been detained so far, and he was charged with money laundering. Number 6. The Brinks Mad Burglary. The amount stolen is $41 million. The most notorious bank heist in British history was carried out by insiders. Anthony Black, a Brinks Mad security guard, was one who allowed a party of burglars inside the company's warehouse at London's Heathrow Airport on the morning of the robbery in 1983, according to legend. They were able to restrain other guards. Upon entering the warehouse, the crew quickly determined that it contained not just a large amount of money, but also gold and jewels. In the process of fleeing, they collected $41 million in loot and gave the guards a Merry Christmas greeting on their way out. The most of the robbers were apprehended, but the gold has remained at large. Number 5. The Banco Central Burglary. $71.6 million was taken. Guinness Book of the World Records once named the 2005 Banco Central robbery and Fortaleza, Brazil as the world's largest bank robbery. A 25-member gang set up a phony landscaping firm to pull it off. They dug a 256-foot tunnel up through the bank's vault floor over the course of 3 months. They broke into the building and took 6 containers containing 160 million Brazilian reals. Only 8 persons were apprehended and only 20 million real were found. Number 4. The Securities depot robbery. $83 million was stolen. In 2006, at a securities services company's warehouse in Kent, the largest cash robbery in the British history occurred. In preparation, an insider recorded the interior of the Securities department. The branch manager was then kidnapped and kept prisoner by individuals wearing sophisticated masks. He was taken to the warehouse by the criminals, who forced him to allow them access to the currency cages. The heist totaled $83 million. Some of the robbers were apprehended despite their ingenious disguises, and the makeup artist who created the masks became a major witness in the case. Number 3. The Knightsbridge security deposit robbery. $97 million was stolen. Valerio Vissi was sought in Italy for more than 50 armed robberies, almost pulled up the ultimate heist in London in 1987. He and a colleague went into a bank and inquired about renting a safe deposit box. The men drew guns and overpowered the bank manager and guards when they were shown to the vault. They let some buddies in after posting a closed sign on a bank door, broke into as many safe deposit boxes as possible, and made off with millions in cash and belongings. Vissi fled to South America, but when he returned to England to move his Ferrari to his new home, he was apprehended. Number 2. The Darya Salam bank heist. $282 million was taken. The heist at Darya Salam Bank, a private financial institution in Baghdad, Iraq, in 2007 is still a mystery. Why the bank had so much American cash on hand to steal is unknown. Several bank guards are said to have coordinated the robbery. The criminals, according to authorities, had contacts inside local police and militias, allowing them to pass through Baghdad's numerous checkpoints unnoticed. There has been no more information published concerning the money's whereabouts or people responsible. Number 1. The Central Bank of Iraq robbery. Over $920 million was stolen. Another crime in Baghdad went down in history as the largest bank heist ever. Saddam Hussein, the dictator of Iraq, was the mastermind. He dispatched 3 huge trucks to the central bank the day before the Iraq War began in 2003. He also sent a handwritten note to his son Qasem, requesting a withdrawal of the approximately $1 billion to keep cash out of enemy hands. The funds were put into vans and transported away. The majority of the money was recovered in the subsequent raids, but the story doesn't end there. American soldiers who were tasked with counting the illicit plunder took off with hundreds of thousands of dollars for themselves and their family. A total of 35 servicemen were apprehended. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.